We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank
you. Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy. Hey, all you tuggers and tuggette. I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we are These Unprecedented Gays.
That's right, we are. I'm like doing this like head nod as you're like doing it. I'm like, I am this, you are that.
He's got some choreography going on, everyone.
What is it? Isn't that like, what's the thing where you like do your neck thing? Isn't that a move, like a dance move? Necking? Is that it? No? Okay.
I think that's what you did in the back seat in the 50s.
I was like, I wasn't alive then.
Ew.
You weren't either.
I wasn't either. So we're good.
That wasn't even near where you were born.
So how was your week?
Very boring. But the highlight of my week is that I got a new phone case. Oh my god, what?
Oh, fashion.
She is thin. She is fierce. She can probably not protect my phone, but it's fine. Because I had like a drop resistant, you know those ones.
Yeah.
It's like drop 10 meters. Yeah. Don't know why I did that.
So bitch.
I know, oh my god. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care. It's too bulky. So yeah, that's been my week.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. We had a game night, which was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, again. You're right.
Yeah. And you brought Max over finally, so we got to play with him.
Yes, he was great until he wasn't.
He's just a puppy.
Yeah, he just gets. I think he, because he was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to meet everybody," and I was like, "It's bedtime. You got to go to bed."
Well, and I think he needs to be socialized with other dogs and with people because he hasn't figured out how to play yet.
Yes.
And so, like I keep saying, bring him over here with Cooper.
Yeah,
and
we need a weekend date. Yes. All the listeners are like, can you please take your dogs and have them have fun together?
Because we're tired of hearing about it.
This weekend. Is it going to rain this weekend, though?
It's supposed to.
Oh, maybe next weekend.
Okay.
What about you?
Everything's good. And actually, we got my vaccine shot.
Oh, yeah, I did that too. Yeah.
So
your third arm looks great, by the way.
I can hear the government's voices in my head telling me to do things.
Wait, but how is that different than before?
I know, right? Well, those are my own voices. It wasn't the government's voices.
Okay, totally different.
Totally different. No, I mean, the only side effects I really had was I had a sore arm.
Mm-hmm.
The day of the next day, I was really super fatigued. Like, I was just ready to, like, nap all day.
I was the same way. And I was just like, is it the change of season, whatever seasons, but did it hit you on Sunday?
Yes. Because we got ours on Saturday, yeah.
Because I thought I was alone in that. So we're having the same experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, on Sunday, I had a little bit of congestion in one of my nostrils, like really bad congestion. Oh. But, other than that, it's been totally fine.
Okay, cool. Yes, get vaccinated, everybody.
But everybody says the second shot is actually worse than the first.
What?
So, yeah, your booster.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, why didn't we hear that on our doctor episode?
Because obviously,
why had they not told us that? No, wait, isn't it supposed to be the other way around?
I would have thought, but no, that's not what I'm hearing.
You know what? We're going to be the exemption to the rule.
There you go.
Exception. Thank you.
Exception. There you go. And then, I'm very happy because, Joe Biden's cabinet has made another first. I don't know if you've seen the picture of his nominees and cabinet members and stuff like that, but it is a super, super diverse. I mean, the most diverse out of any presidential cabinet.
I love it. Is he done picking?
I don't know if he's done picking, but it's amazing because more than 50% of his cabinet is people of color.
Perfect.
And a lot of women.
I love it. Yeah.
But one of the people that he just announced recently was Dr. Rachel Levin, who is going to be the Assistant Secretary for Health. And I love that. Love it. But my problem is that almost every article that you see of her, in the headline, it's transgender Dr. Rachel Levin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why does that have to be an adjective?
Yep. Yeah.
Why does that need to be right there before doctor? That's not her biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right. You would think that, I mean, I know some people are particular when they get to have the say of what the article's title is, but I don't know if that was the case here. I guarantee it probably wasn't.
But I don't care. Like, it's just, it's Dr. Rachel Levin, who happens to be transgender.
Yes.
Or when they talk about Kamala Harris, they're like, the first female vice president. I'm like, no, it's Vice President Kamala Harris who happens to be female.
Yes. It's kind of like when they had, what was it, the first state, was it the state senator?
Right.
First transgender state senator?
Right.
Was that in this past election, right? Was it a state
this
senator?
past one, yeah. So,
and that's the whole, and then she was like, but like, I'm a senator. Like, shut up, people.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, okay.
So that's my issue today.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and I'm just, it's Tuesday when we're recording this and I'm already done with this week. So
I know, and yesterday was a holiday. I know. Short week. I'm the same way. I was at work today. I'm just like, it's a long day. I'm like, I'm just over it. Is it Friday yet?
Yeah, right.
This short week is so long.
So anyway, we have a guest in the studio.
Who is it? Tell me.
Oh, tell me more. Tell me more. Like, does she have a car?
Oh, I miss
it's
our favorite.
It's from Greece.
I miss. What was that? Our favorites? Was that our About Us episode?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember.
So, but we have a guest in the studio. Her name is Minna. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me here, guys.
Oh my God, she is so quiet.
I was just gonna say she's so cute.
I'm a little nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
I know we're big personalities, but it's okay.
You should be nervous about like the political climate. Well, actually, no, that's going away. Or like,
is it though?
I hope so.
Yeah, no. So, Minna is a friend of the show. I actually went to culinary school with her. That's how I know her. She runs the Sweet Collective SD.
Ooh, and I have tasted that magic. We all know that.
Right.
Wait, did I tell them? No, because you got me for my birthday cookies from all around San Diego, and one of them was from your shop.
Oh, the crinkle cookies.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It was the matcha and red velvet, and I was like, oh my God.
That's what I bought the Christmas package.
Yeah, I remember.
That you were offering
So good.
on the Sweet Collective SD, which is your Instagram handle.
Mm-hmm.
And you made the bombs too, right?
Chocolate bombs, yeah.
Chocolate
I
bombs,
did for the
not bombs that kill
holidays.
people. Although those might kill you and be like, ooh, that was so good, I'm dead.
You know what's funny though? Some of my clients mistook them for bath bombs,
Oh,
which
no.
was hilarious. But I'm like, you know what? It would be a very sensual gift to give for Christmas.
I feel like then you just be like, I have chocolate all over me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cute.
I mean, it's cute, but like, depending on where you got the chocolate.
Oh, I'm like, where it was procured? I'm like, well, yeah, I got it from Vaughn's. Like, okay, it's fine. Like, why would the chocolate be bad?
My thing is, like, people were probably sitting there, put the chocolate bomb in and was like, why isn't it fizzing? Doesn't it fizz? Is this working right?
And then they see the marshmallows and they're like, oh, they're like, abort, abort, abort. I want to be a fly on the wall of those people and be like, what were you thinking?
It's like, what are those? Are those marshmallows?
But then, like, can you eat them?
I probably would.
I would.
Straight out of your bath.
I would.
You would.
I mean, it's just in bath
I
water.
would.
I mean,
Well, I mean, usually, don't they say that when you bathe, you're supposed to take a shower first and then take a bath? So that you're not, like, soaking in your bath water?
mm-hmm. It's kind of like if you go to Japan and you go into the onsen, you're expected to like bathe yourself because it's going to be in a bath and it's just kind of sitting there. So you want to make sure that you're clean before you go into that shared
waters
space
or something, right?
Yeah.
You don't want some West Nile in your bathtub?
That's the whole point of a bath is to get clean.
But if you think about
you're
it, right?
sitting in
If you're in a bathtub and then you have dirt and then the dirt is in the water and then you're not clean because you're in dirty water. So they say, like, take a quick shower. Like, it's like quick drag, but quick shower. And then get into the bathtub.
The fuck you doing there? The day that you gotta take a shower before you take a bath?
I
Or
mean,
you would
if
have
you
to
want
take a
to
rinse
clean your...
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, if they do it in Japan, it's good enough for me.
Okay.
They're very hygienic.
All right.
Extremely, yes.
So
Anyway, you want a bakery.
So we have Minna here, and we were talking about this before because your name is spelled Minna,
Yeah.
but it's which would anybody who sees it would be Minna.
That's what I thought immediately. And I was saying jokes of like, oh, like, winna, winna, chicken minna. But that doesn't work.
I don't remember that joke. but that's funny.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, well, if I say chicken, what if she's vegetarian? But like, would she be offended? And I was like, whatever, it's fine. If you're an FOTS, it's okay. Friend of the show.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, what is that? You know what's funny though, with the difference with like Mina and Minna, my brother used to make fun of me all the time when I was little because technically pronounced, I guess, with 2 N's, it's Minna. And so he was saying like, oh, your name's wrong, but it's whatever my parents decided on. So
maybe you just decided one day, it's like, I hate Minna. I'm going to be Mina. And she sounds like a bitch. You know?
A badass.
And I like that.
She's E for explicit.
Okay, she a boss bitch.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
I'm a boss. I don't know.
Oh.
So.
I don't know.
So, I was just about to say Minna.
No! If I call you that, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Because I've been preparing for like 2 days and I was like, okay. I was like, Minna, that's a cool name. And then I was like, even going to ask you like your ethnicity and origin. And I was like, is that a cultural cool thing? Like, is it something I'm not aware of? But it's just me not knowing how to pronounce your name.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay. So tell us about your background.
My background, like work background or just in general?
All of the backgrounds.
Like, what brought you? Is your family from San Diego? A little bit about you, so our listeners can build a picture in their mind about you.
Yeah, paint a narrative.
So on the beautiful night of July 3rd, 1991, a baby was born. And the world changed. And it was me.
I thought she was going to say, like, my parents got together, and then 9 months later.
Oh my gosh, no. Oh no, I don't want to think about that. Ew. But yeah, I was actually born here in San Diego, born and raised. We moved, we lived in City Heights, and then all the way up in Escondido, like a really boring suburban area, and back down here. But basically, I am a Vietnamese American. Both of my parents are Vietnamese immigrants. They came over, my dad's side came over before the war ended, and my mom came soon after in, I believe it was 75.
So are you first generation or second generation?
First,
actually,
right?
Yeah, I'm first generation,
you were
born here. Yeah.
Born here, yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's an honor. I feel like that's super cool for your family, right?
Yes, it's so different comparing to the way like I was raised compared to how they were because, they had a completely different life out in Vietnam and everything was just uprooted. They had to leave everything behind, and even emigrating over here, it was a little scary. They had to go through some camps a little bit and then re-education camps.
Oh.
Yeah, it was definitely I don't even know how to explain it, but an experience, I would say. But
do you have siblings?
I do. I have 2 older brothers. Okay. One, they both live here in San Diego, but yeah, they've been a really great support.
So you're a Cancer.
We're astrologically really compatible.
Do you feel like you fit into the Cancer mold?
Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional.
I am too.
You're like Whitney Houston. You're so emotional.
Yes. Or Emotions by Mariah Carey, right?
Oh yeah, or Emotions.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Mariah.
I'm a Scorpio, and we're apparently astrologically. Well, I mean, you're a girl, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you're not far off.
Whatever. But I'm a Scorpio, and we're both water signs, so we're very emotional. I feel you 100%.
Yeah, my husband's a Scorpio too, actually.
I cried at work today.
You did?
Look at you. See, there you go. You're literally a perfect astrological match.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, I've been looking for Cancers for a while. Or Pisces. Why does that sound weird? Paul's like giving not like the guy that kill you.
I know.
Although
you've been searching for cancer, like prostate.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's to put that on your dating profile.
There you go. Are you Cancer? Oh. No.
So now, okay. So like I said, we went to culinary school. So what made you decide to go to culinary school? And then what made you decide to focus on baking?
Mm-hmm. So I had always wanted to go to culinary school, but with the mindset of my parents being extremely strict and old-fashioned, Asian parents generally want their kids to be like pharmacists, engineers, doctors. Like, it's mainly those 3.
Yeah. Well, you're engineering food, and you're healing people with your food. And what's the other one? Engineers, doctors.
And an engineer, they want, that's like...
You're constructing stuff.
I'm gonna have to quote you on that and tell my parents.
After we're done with this, I'll write something down. Justify your career for your parents.
Yeah, well, so I had always wanted to bake or like work in a restaurant, bakery, whatnot. But my parents weren't fine with that. So I tried to explore the pharmaceutical route. And honestly, I was just messing around in school and not really getting anywhere. So after a while, I decided to drop out and decide to apply to culinary schools. And so that's when, what year was that? 2013?
2014, 2015?
2015 was when we graduated.
Yeah,
summer.
so it was like 2013, actually, the end of, like the halfway point of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask, how long's the program?
2 years? It's a year and a half if you want your bachelor's.
Associates.
I'm sorry, associates.
Actually, it depends on like how your schooling was before too, like your electives and whatnot.
And it also depends, I think, a little bit on which one you're going to go for. If you're going baking or if you're going savory.
Mm-hmm.
I went savory.
Yeah, so I went the baking route. But yeah, it was honestly such a great opportunity though. Without culinary school, we were able to network with so many really great chefs, like Chef Lou. Oh my God.
Oh, I love her.
She's amazing.
Well, and she helped you get your first restaurant job because you worked at Craft and Cork, correct?
Yeah, Cork and Craft, yeah.
Or Cork and Craft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't have a very good, story with that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so
we'll
one
put
of
a pin
her...
in that and then just explore it later.
Ooh, I want to hear all about that. So actually, yeah, Cork and Craft was my very first like professional restaurant. Before then, I was working in a bakery, which was a really great opportunity as well. But I wanted to get my foot into the crazy restaurant life. And I had no way. But then luckily with Chef Lou, like she presented that opportunity for me because one of her previous students was the head chef of that restaurant.
Great. Who came back from New York after working at MoMoFook You and working with David Chang and stuff.
Yeah, he was all over the place. And then with her like good recommendations after applying, I got basically I was a shoo-in. So it was really great to have her.
But that was a restaurant, not baking.
Yes.
After baking. So after culinary school, you went into baking and then a restaurant?
Mm-hmm. So while I was actually still in culinary school, I was working at a bake shop. They're closed now, unfortunately, but they're called Blush Desserts. And it was, they specialize in macaron. I hate making macaron now, though. I've never made
those. Okay, hold on.
Those like French cookies,
the,
like
the sandwiches. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I hate making them now, but it was only because I made so many. And then also special occasion cakes, kind of like what I do now, cookies, cupcakes, and whatnot.
Cookies.
Yeah, so it was very different going from a bakery to like a very, very busy, trendy restaurant. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell my story. So we applied at the same time.
What's Crack and Cork?
Cork and Craft.
Craft.
That was up in Rancho Bernardo. Okay. So they were just opening. It was also part of a brewery kind of thing too that they had up there. Abnormal Brewing. So we actually went to the same job fair because you were up there, and then so was Kevin Martinez.
Actually, I didn't.
Oh, no, it was a different one? Okay.
Yeah, because when the job fair was happening, I didn't even know about the restaurant.
Okay. Because I thought you were in that class when she brought him in to talk about it. And stuff. Okay. So I went to that. And then I didn't get called back or whatever. It's fine. We went in for dinner one night, and dinner was not good. And, like, I'm very, like... I was willing to give them a chance, but like the pork belly was overcooked. I mean, it was white. And stuff was oversalted and everything like that. And so, come to find out later on when I'm working at Kettner Exchange, Chris, who I guess was a sous chef at Cork and Craft.
I remember.
Yeah, kind of douchey, So he starts working on that. He starts working at Kettner Exchange. And then we meet, and he's like, I was like, oh, where did you work? He's like, Cork and Craft. And I'm like, oh, I was supposed to, I applied there, but I never got called back. And he's like, oh, I think you're the one that they were talking about.
What did they say?
They said that during the interview process, I had said MoMoFook You wrong. and they were making fun of me to other people at their restaurant on the line.
Oh my gosh, that's on the line. It's an open kitchen.
Right. So they would like making fun of me with all the other people. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And mentioning me by name, because the only way Chris would know that is by my name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm not a fan of you guys right now.
Did you tell them to F off by saying MoMoFook You?
I'm so proud of this. And I'm like, and to tell you, like, the food wasn't great. The wine was awful.
Oh,
because it was in like, because they did it in those giant like steel
tanks.
Well, and if you say it's awful,
yeah.
it's awful because you're like, you'll just drink any wine, right?
No, I don't drink wine.
Well, there you go. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can tell, if you don't have the palate, you do not have a very good palate. I don't know why I did that. So, but like, if it's bad for you, it's some crap ass wine. So, whatever, it's fine. I'm giving you a compliment.
Thank you. So that's my story with that. You know.
Oh my gosh.
But like, let's circle back just a little bit to culinary school because I want to know like, what was your favorite class?
Oh my god, hands down, Chef Lou's class.
I know, right? We didn't have that class together. I don't think we did.
What was the class?
We had a savory classes.
Intro to baking, and she also did
for like the actual baking students. It was everyone had to take intro, like savory and sweet students. I can't remember the names of the rest, but there was like cakes and confections.
Ooh. She was like she was one of them, like the most loved teacher there because like she just really wanted you to succeed.
Yes. Aww. And then just her aura, it just resonated with you, and she was always in a great mood. I just remember like the first day walking into our class, like we said hello, signed the sign-in sheet, and then when she introduced herself, she named off all of our names. The entire time when she was sitting when we were arriving, she was taking notes of our faces and then matching them to every single name of each student that walked in.
But that's a gift.
Yeah. Yes. But she also pushed you a lot too. Because she was
physically?
All like, well, yeah.
You need to go push the oven door closed, bitch.
But like she would be one of those people who like, I want you to think outside the box. I want you to like find a savory flavor and put it into something sweet.
Ooh. You like think outside the bun?
Oh my god, I can't with you today.
You can't with me any day.
I know, that's right. So, what do you think is something that they do not teach you at culinary school that they should?
I wish they had told me exactly how hard it would be working in a very competitive industry as the restaurant industry. Like, long hours. While you're working, it's so hot. Like I work at Soraya, and the kitchen is like, it feels like it's 300 degrees.
Right.
In
Especially
the kitchen.
if you're on the grill.
Yes. The grill is honestly the worst place to work, but it's highly sought after as a position just because you kind of work in rank. Yeah. Cause like if you mess up something on the grill, then it's going to be really expensive compared to like a simple salad. Like the grill, the things that you grill is like a steak, Wagyu, or like a whole fish.
That's why I work in garbage all the time. Cause I don't want that kind of responsibility. I'm like, and I'm going to toss some salad. Okay. That's all I want to do.
It's a cheap day. Oh, that salad was $12. Your beef is $100.
Yeah.
So wait, are you at a restaurant as well as the bakery?
I am. So
okay.
First and foremost, I was working at Soraya, but I work at Soraya, but unfortunately because of the pandemic, we are closed and I've been laid off. But luckily, I have the Sweet Collective to fall back on, which I started last year. So I've been focusing more on that. But
it's kind of a blessing then, right? Because you can put yourself more into that. I mean, if you want to look at it like that, right? The pandemic happened. Unfortunately, obviously, you're not working there. But do you think now that you have more time with the Sweet Collective that it's kind of ignited something new in you?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. It's definitely a blessing in disguise. Cool. I've been able to work on my own time and do 100% what I want to do. And the best thing is that I still have time for my family. Whereas like working in a restaurant, it's like Thursday through Sunday, it's busy and that's your weekend, And
you're going in early.
Going early, staying late. Especially if you're doing dessert. I'm always the last person to walk out.
And you're not really clocking in until 3 hours after you get there.
Oh my gosh, that's what was really bad about working in the industry too. There's a lot of places where you're expected to work overtime, but because like you may not get paid for it just because restaurants don't make that much money, you know?
Right. And now, what was an important thing you took away from culinary school?
That networking is very important. And sharing your ideas and actually teaching other people to be better also. Like, with working at Cork and Craft, it was really great was because we had weekly meetings, like discussing a book about leadership and also teaching each other new recipes. We never wanted to hide what we learned. We wanted to keep teaching others, which was really important because that's the only way that you can elevate everyone around you and hopefully bring more notoriety to San Diego. Like, I mean, you know, slowly getting there, but Michelin's coming. They're already here actually, but yeah.
And now, what would you say is your favorite dish that you made in culinary school?
Oh man, it was so long ago.
I know, right? But I will tell you, the one I remember for me is I made a sweetbreads dish. I sauteed sweetbreads in like an asparagus sauce and stuff like that. And I gave it to Dr. Matejevich, and doctor.
I was like, he's a doctor?
To Professor Matejevich, and he was like, oh, you have to give this to Chef Miller. And I was like, because he loves sweetbreads and nobody ever does that. But the other thing is, like, when we had to do the restaurant, we did a fish dish for ours, and I would go out to the table when I would serve it, because it was like a flambe kind of thing. So every time I'd have to do it, I'd be like, this fish is on fire.
It was so much fun in that last class that we had for the restaurant.
Or no?
Yeah, they did. People were like, I want to order that. I even made, one time we even made Chef Miller go out to he was serving somebody and it was special. So we're like, are you going to do the song? So you see him out at the table going, this fish is on fire.
You need the passion. No passion.
Wait, I have a question though. So maybe this is just me not knowing, but sweetbreads is, I'm assuming, not bread.
No, it is not.
That is sweet.
It's what they call offals. So it's actually
your
I
face
just made like
right
a
now.
really unappealing face. I was like, what? Here, we're gonna feed you these offals. It's great.
It's a thymus gland.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to, like, to cook it, you have to, like, put it in like buttermilk and stuff for a while to kind of pull out all the toxins.
It's so
and
good.
Stuff. But it's delicious.
Okay, yeah, but like maybe they shouldn't name it sweetbreads.
But how else are you gonna, like, order it?
Well, because people like me, I'd be like, well, I like sweetbread.
That's how we get you.
What is it like? Is it like yeah, they would do a 1-2 punch and be like, I got you. I'm like, that's not cinnamon bread.
That's not sweet. No, it's a thymus gland. Boom, bitch.
I feel like I should know what a thymus is, but I don't. Is it in our brain?
It's a pancreas, so it's from a calf or a lamb.
I think your thymus is in your... Wait, I feel like I know someone who said that they had a thymus issue.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you knew somebody named Thymus.
No.
That's my drag name, Thymus Clan. Now coming to the stage.
What if your name was Thymus and like someone had a lisp and it's Thymus?
So anyway, you were saying what was your favorite or worst dish that you made in culinary school that you can remember?
A favorite was in that restaurant class where it was actually a competition where you broke up into groups of 4 and you created 3 different courses for the chefs to taste, and the winner would not have to deep clean the kitchen.
Ugh, hated deep cleaning.
So of course I was in charge of the dessert round because everyone else in my group was savory. So I did like a chocolate souffle with like a little bit of an orange tint and a very boozy like rum sauce. And making that on the fly without doing a recipe, surprisingly, I was able to complete it and the chefs loved it. And then we won.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do any baking without actually knowing the recipe and measuring and everything.
Yeah, because for people who don't know, baking is totally different than cooking savory because baking is very rigid, scientific.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is specific. So if you change anything, if you add a different type of, flour to something, you have to take another flour out.
Yeah.
So if you had a dry ingredient, you take another dry ingredient out,
It's volume,
add another liquid ingredient and
or
something.
leaven, baking soda, baking powder, all that stuff. What's your acids and stuff like that?
Whereas for me, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw this in here. I'm gonna throw that in there. Oh my god, look at this dish I made.
Yeah, with baking, it's like you go through all of this work and then you throw it in the oven. You have to wait. And you're not even sure if it's gonna be okay, but like once it comes out, then you have to see. But with like savory, it can be like, taste it. Oh, it needs a little bit of this and this. Add some more stuff in, and then it can keep going and to be able to fix it. Whereas baking, it's kind of like, okay, it's gonna be completely different from what I expected, and it'll be okay. I'll just call it something else.
Yeah, that's when you just put some fondant on it, and then you're good.
Yeah, or just like dust powdered sugar.
Oh yeah, you can cover the cracks real easy with some powdered sugar. I've tried it.
So now,
I'm not a baker. I'm a consumer.
So, you have this Sweet Collective SD that you've been focusing more on because of the pandemic and everything. And with everything that happened over the summer with Black Lives Matter and stuff, I know that you were trying to do a lot with that and try to focus some of your efforts into activism and pair it with your baking. Because I know that I ordered stuff that you were baking and donating some of the proceeds to Black Lives Matter movements. And can you talk about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, with just racism in general, it's affected me in my life in so many different ways. Unfortunately, I've had, people yelling at me to go back to my own country. And earlier this year, I had a client where I was delivering desserts to them. And upon them opening the door, they were shocked to find that I was Asian and very, very upset. And basically berated me and yelled at me to get off of their porch. And I was just so terrified. I just like ran back to my car and I just like left. I don't know. It was terrifying. But yeah, I couldn't stand up for myself. And I was just like, oh, what can I do to hopefully better things, not talk about that negativity and, And so I was like, oh, I want to make a fundraiser because I started feeling helpless and I couldn't protest for health reasons. And I just wanted to do my part. So then I thought of a fundraiser and I was like, oh, M&Ms, they're very universal, multicolored, symbolically like, oh, that would be great to go in cookies. And I wanted to have a fundraiser for that too. Sorry. I wanted to sell those cookies and then all of the money that would be made from it would go directly to BLM and NAACP. And I didn't want to pocket any of it. So I actually got a lot of extra donations on top of that.
Oh.
Yeah, which was really great. So I managed to, I think it was like 1,000 something and I was completely shocked. And it was
it was $1,255.
There we go.
That's right, Bob Barker. The price is right.
You win. Yeah, and I was completely shocked. And then I had a crazy night of baking. There was so many cookies.
Oh, those cookies were delicious.
Well, if it's anything like the ones that I've had, I probably would have eaten all of them.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my God. Oh, so good.
So, talk to me about your experience in a kitchen because it's a very male dominated, hyper masculine thing.
Until you walk in.
Until this walks in, I'm like, hey girl.
Hey girl, give me that grill.
Let me tell you, that's what happened at Kettner. I walked in and I was scared for a long time because I didn't want anybody to know I was gay. So I was up in there like, hey, sup? And I'm like, okay. And then I after a while, I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's up, girl?
Hey.
And all of a sudden, most of the kitchen was like, girl.
That's GORL for you. Girl.
But it is hard to
oh my gosh,
be in that type of environment because guys are always like
hyper masculine.
I
hate it. Yeah. There's been instances of slight sexual harassment, but luckily it has been dealt with because I think it's really important that you voice it because otherwise if you don't say anything, then they're not going to know and it's just going to keep happening. So I've had to deal with that a few times. Thank God. Thank you, HR.
You're like a model citizen on like how to be a good person. Seriously.
Well, I don't know how to respond to that, actually.
Well, no, because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like people can look up to you because I think a lot of people are scared to speak out. Mm-hmm. And you're like, no, I'm going to speak out. And you raise money for BLM, like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was always quiet before and I let, dumb things happen and I would kind of just push on the rug, but it doesn't really do anything. And you end up just kind of thinking about it over and over again and getting caught in your head. Mm-hmm. What if I had done this? Yep. And so, yeah, I've gotten a little bit more brave about speaking what's on my mind. And it definitely gets you where you want to go. Mm-hmm. Like, I've worked in some toxic places where, just very unideal things would happen. And they just kept happening because no one ever said anything.
Right.
I
always just like, the guys would be like, oh my God, check out that chick, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, oh my God, check that out. That ass is amazing. And then they look and it's a guy and I'm like, you're gay.
And they're like, wait.
Or I'd be like, I love swimsuit season. And even though I like just see a guy walking in swim shorts and it's like, oh. I was like, look to the left, look to the right, look to the left, look to the right.
Was it me in short shorts? Probably not.
Ew. I don't even want to think about you like that.
Size for the guys.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I would say one good advice that I would give to a female working in the industry is like, you just be one of the guys, hang out with them during their smoke breaks. You don't have to smoke. I don't. I think it's bad for you. It's terrible. But hang out with them and, you need to have like that banter with them, talk about things outside of the restaurant so you can have that bonding experience. And you just got to be one of the guys, honestly.
I mean, but don't feel like you have to go to the strip club with them and
no,
Tijuana.
I mean, know your boundaries.
If that's what you want to do, then go for it.
They asked me one night, they were like, hey, Paul, you want to go to Tijuana and go to the strip club? I'm like, it is 1:30 in the morning.
Why are you
I don't even want to be out right now. Okay? No. I'm going to have to, that's a hard path for me.
See you tomorrow. Oh, wait, it is tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about our industry and like everyone wanting to go to TJ.
Because it's right there and they can just party it up and it's like $20 and you can get plastered. Yeah. But also like that for me was a hard thing because I did want to be one of the guys, so I'd go out with them after work. Mm-hmm. But then I was also like, I also don't want to get wrapped up in becoming an alcoholic or
workplace
getting into drugs and workplace drama. And I'm just like, because let me tell you.
It's wild.
This. Restaurants are incestuous.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like everybody's sleeping with everybody. Because you're spending so much time there anyway. And it's just like, I was like, why are there, all these guys in the kitchen, y'all like sleeping with each other?
Maybe they were.
It would always be the cooks like checking out the cute new hostess that's working there. And like, I don't know what it is, but like hostesses, they get rotated in and out of the restaurant.
Oh my God.
Because they hostess it.
Well, but they get definitely rotated, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no.
I know. I am rotating your words right now.
I mean, like, they wouldn't work there for very long. And
they're like a revolving door.
Oh my God.
The position's a revolving door. Are you saying they're disposable, usable?
For us, it was the food runners. So I was like, but I always used to be like, when the guy food runners would be there, I'd be like, hey, Austin, how you doing?
You're married.
That's okay. I can still say hi.
That's true. That's very true.
I ain't sampling the goods.
And you also want the food runners to be your best friends, too.
Okay, the two people that you always make friends with in the restaurant is the food runner and the dishwasher.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't care about the manager. I don't care about the bar backs. I don't care about any of those people. It's always the food runners and the dishwasher. Because if you're not nice to the dishwasher, your life is over.
Yeah.
Okay. Like they will not do anything. They won't give you back stuff if you ask for it. Huh. Like it is not cute.
Yeah. I had one dishwasher that was such a creep. So I was like always yelling at him and he hated me. But I was like, you deserve it.
I was a bitch.
Yes. And then he wouldn't run stuff for me or he wouldn't bring me back my dishes. And then there was another one who worked the opposite hours of him and he was an absolute angel. And like, you know, I would make food for him and try to kind of like butter him up. And then he would bring back my dishes stacked perfectly, polished whenever I needed. It was the best. So of course, like dishwasher for sure.
There you go.
Yeah. So
if I go to a restaurant and I befriend the runner and the dishwasher, will I get special treatment?
You never know. You might.
Ooh.
Oh.
You know, in 2025 when we can eat out again, I'm gonna enjoy that.
I know I miss being out in restaurants so much.
And that's the other thing that you know, being in the industry, it's great to go to other restaurants and see people and, you know, see what other people are doing.
Yeah, seeing what they're doing, supporting like, you know, all the people that we, you know, graduate from school with or wanted to check out like a new chef in town and see what they got. Yeah. It's like a whole experience and
I mean, it's fine. I'm still like supporting people through ordering takeout and stuff but it's like it's that you miss that experience of actually having it brought to your table and like sampling it right then and there.
Yes.
The way it's supposed to be done.
And not having to wash dishes.
So do you find that you are a pickier eater after working in a restaurant or?
I try not to be like, I mean, don't get me wrong.
But you're judgy, right?
Yeah, but I usually keep it to myself. It's funny when I go out to dinner with friends, they'll be like looking at me and like, Mita, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you what I think because then you're just going to be like, oh, I don't like it either or this or that. And, you know, it's hard to turn it off.
Or do you like when you go to other cities, like, do you go to, when you go into restaurants, do you like talk to the service and stuff and the servers and everything? And you're like, oh, I work at a restaurant back in San Diego.
It depends on where the conversation is going. Cause I find that like sometimes it definitely has to be how you approach the topic. Cause there's always people that just kind of like name drop and be like, oh, I work in the industry and they expect a discount or like preferential treatment. So I feel like if it comes up in the conversation, then I would like to tell them.
Oh, because I told people like when I was in Chicago, we went to Alinea and I'm like, they're like, oh, so you know, what brings you guys here? And I'm like, oh, my husband is doing a conference here. And I was like, I've never been in Chicago. This is like one of my food dreams is to have dinner here. And I work in a restaurant in San Diego. So at the end of the meal, after they brought the little banana that it's like, oh, that I have to show you that. It was like a banana split, but it was like chocolate mousse shaped like a banana and then covered in chocolate and then painted.
You have to crack it.
And you cracked it. Yeah.
Gosh,
it's so
satisfying.
Good. And then they brought out you go to Alinea for the balloon and we did the balloon, but then they brought us out a little plate of like gold, 24 karat gold leaf covered chocolates, like bonbons that nobody else in the room got. And we all had dinner the same way. So we're like, oh my God. Thank you so much.
Okay, you know what? I take it back. I might have to like name drop. Oh my God, that banana. Wow, it looks so real.
I know, right? We'll put the picture up on our Instagram at tugayspod. But yeah, it looks real, and it was just like, oh my God! But there was so much flavor packed in this little banana. So anyway, you were gonna say.
Oh, I think I might have to do what you do now if I go to like nicer restaurants.
Girl, it is like, it's great. Yeah. Especially like when you go to these like Michelin starred restaurants and stuff like that. They're really all about seeing people come from other restaurants that can appreciate what they're doing, you know, and that's the thing. So
I'll definitely put that on my list. I haven't been to a Michelin star restaurant yet either.
Okay,
but
so I'm going to tell you right now, I know Addison is like our 1-star.
The only one.
Yeah, but it wasn't that great for us.
Really?
Oh, Ambrosia, that's right.
Ambrosia, yeah.
When did you go?
We went, it was around July. We were able to go, and I understand it's during a pandemic and everything. I totally get it during a pandemic, but it's like outside and it's totally like spaced, you know, enough apart and everything. But it just felt like we kept getting the same one note
Oh.
You know, like the first 5 dishes all were like,
oh, it was soup, right?
Something, yeah, it was like something with like a protein and a broth or soup or something like that.
Oh, they were like all exactly the same.
Yeah. And so it was like, we didn't get a fork until like the 7th dish or something like that.
Wait, so you're eating with your hand?
So it was like, no, it's like with the spoon.
Oh.
But like one of the dishes, like one of our courses was like their famous potato chips.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bitch, you better
That's some Lay's. That's some Lay's potato chips.
Get out here with this potato chip.
You got? Are you kidding? So one of the courses was a chip.
It was like they're like a bunch of chips, but it was like and don't give me bread as my 4th course. Like, let's be real.
So they get. Oh Lord,
that was one of the courses.
Oh yeah.
Just like I kind of get upset with restaurants who charge me for bread.
Never.
And like, don't charge.
That's
me for
like
bread.
when the chips and salsa are extra.
Yeah.
No, I want unlimited chips.
That right there.
Okay, those are chips.
That's
Yeah, I know,
literally
but-
like the kettle chips that you get at the
Yeah,
grocery
you know what?
store.
They probably just unbox them and then open them up. Yeah, it's our world famous chips.
I will fight you on the bread part though, because it's so much work.
I know, but like, don't charge me for that. Like, I go to Texas Roadhouse and get a bunch of yeast rolls for free with some cinnamon maple butter. Don't be trying to give me no Japanese bread for $9.
Well, because like if you go to a nicer restaurant where the baker makes it themselves, then you know it's like that handmade.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
I get it.
But Roadhouse is like buy it frozen from Costco.
But they're amazing, though. I don't know what they do with them, but they do something.
They
It's
put
like,
yeast in it.
It's just like when you get Sprite at McDonald's, it doesn't taste the same.
Oh my God, on that. So the Coke at McDonald's, I saw a video, and the Coke at McDonald's has more sugar, and the straws at McDonald's are bigger to aerate it, which means that you get more flavor on your tongue when you drink it. That's why the Coke at McDonald's tastes better.
Wow.
And they get it in the thinner lines.
And also at McDonald's, the chicken nuggets are made by Tyson. So it's not some nasty, janky chicken. It's real chicken from Tyson. So that gives you the okay to eat that 20-piece chicken McNugget.
We're going to have to fact check that. So we have our fact checking department doing some of that for us. So now going back to the Sweet Collective that you have, it's on Instagram at the Sweet Collective SD, and people can order from there and DM you and set up a consultation with you for different things.
Yeah, so I have them like either call my number or email me with DMs. It's like I get so many just like messages just through DM, just liking
nice.
things.
They slide right on in.
Literally just like emojis though.
Oh.
So like if I take an inquiry through there, it'll totally get lost.
Yeah, that's
okay.
I like to tell people no DMs, but I do like to still chat with them in that format. But then for serious inquiries, definitely email and phone.
Okay, so I see the phone number on there on your Instagram page. That's awesome.
And
So
the email. There we
you
go.
do a lot. I see a lot of cakes on here. So what is your favorite thing to bake?
And then I have a lot of questions about cookies.
Oh yeah. Favorite thing to bake. It's funny. I used to actually hate making cakes and decorating them. And I hated working with fondant, but now I make fondant all the time.
You read my mind. I was just going to ask about fondant.
Yeah.
Do you make fondant from scratch yourself? Okay.
Yeah,
Would
so
you say that you're fond of fondant?
I am very fond of
So now would you say that making cakes is your favorite thing to bake, or is something else your favorite thing to bake?
Definitely cakes now. It's really great being able to make something that can represent like something. Oh, sorry. It's really great to make a cake that will represent like the birthday or whoever is receiving it, to learn a little bit about their life. Like, for example, I had a cake where it was it's called like a hobbies cake. And it had like a fishing pole, a little bit of scuba diving stuff, and like a Palm Springs like classic house.
Okay.
And a quote saying like, "May I see the manager?" just so silly,
So
you know?
Karen.
Yeah.
So clearly they loved Antarctic adventures.
And then, so what is your worst thing that you hate to bake? Is it macarons?
Definitely
Don't say
macaron,
cookies.
and which is why I don't usually offer that on my menu. I don't like to advertise it.
I'm going to request a macaron, whatever the French thing is, cake covered in fondant.
I will kindly direct you in a different direction.
You're like, wow, thank you so much for the inquiry.
Yeah.
We are not making that here.
Unfortunately, I'm booked.
I really appreciate this, but we can't take your request right now.
Yeah.
So polite.
I try my best to be super nice because, there's just like vindictive clients out there too. If they don't get their way, they'll be like, oh, I'll report you.
Yep.
Better Business Bureau, blah, blah, blah. Or they'll just blow up your Yelp account. Yeah.
Do you have a brick and mortar store?
I do not.
Okay.
So I actually work out of my home.
Okay.
So like a cottage license.
Okay.
So that's why it's really great that I can still be around my family. And it's all in my kitchen.
And so then is it, if you buy something, then you hand deliver it, or do you ship? Like not around the world, but like around places?
I'm actually looking into doing shipping, but I haven't fulfilled that quite yet. So now it's just local San Diego for delivery or pickup from my home.
Okay. That's what one of my questions was how do you get your food? So you answered it. Thank you.
So do you make shoe? Do you work with shoe a lot?
Like pâte à choux?
Like pâte à choux?
Oh, yes. I love making pâte à choux.
I was like, wait, I work with a guy named Shu. Do you know Shu?
Wow, what an exotic name.
Yeah. Shu-san. He's great. I don't think he's a baker, though. More like a scientist.
So have you ever made like a croquembouche bouche?
Ooh. I haven't. I want someone to order that for me, though. So, I mean, if you can...
I'm going to order that. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to order it.
It's like a tower of shoe balls. And then it's got like a drizzle.
Oh, yeah, it's cream puffs.
Oh, pot of shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that Outbound episode of Good Eats.
You probably saw it on Great British Baking Show.
I don't watch Great British Baking.
Okay, we're done.
British Baking Show.
We're done with you.
It's so good. Only the first 3 seasons, though.
Is that the one with the old lady
Netflix.
that's really sweet?
I think there's 2.
There was a
Very
contestant.
Mary.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very Mary. Scary
Yeah.
Mary. Harry Mary.
So you said you had cookie questions?
Yes. Well, so my biggest question is...
why didn't you bring cookies today?
I'm so sorry.
My second biggest question is, okay, so here's the tea. Here's the situation. I love sugar and cookies. How do you not eat them all when you're making them?
Oh my gosh.
Or do you?
I do. It's so
Okay.
hard. But what I've done...
So I feel okay then now.
Yes. What I do to kind of stop myself, though, because honestly... Just because of the pandemic and being home more, I've gotten a little bit rounder.
But you happy, that's all that matters.
I'm so happy, so it's okay. But
do you taste as you go?
Oh, you absolutely have to.
I mean, you have to, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
want your clients to be happy, you want to make sure that you're giving them a good product, so you have to eat at least half the batch.
I don't know about half, maybe like
It's quality control.
spoon.
A spoon? Okay.
I would be like
do you need
sleeping.
me to do quality control testing? Let her answer.
Oh, I totally should have brought cookies today for you guys. I feel so bad.
I've already had that sweet bounty. It was great. Trust me.
Yeah, what I do, I always snack off of the tops of my cake layers. Usually when you bake a cake, it has like a little hump on the top. So I cut that off just for the sake of it being even.
Your humps.
So
Your humps.
You're lovely baking humps. Check it out.
Yeah, so usually snack on that. I would always be guilty of making like small tasting cookies, but I'm just like, with cookies, it's always the same recipe, so I don't have to taste it anymore. So I've refrained from eating those now, which is good.
It's always the same recipe until it's not always the same recipe. Until you invent a new cookie.
Yes.
Are you like getting experimental with your flavors?
Yeah, I've been getting kind of bored. Like basically the menu I've been working on has been the same almost the whole year with a few seasonal things here and there. But now that I feel like I have like a good clientele, I can start getting more creative with the flavors. And I'm sure that way it like keeps them reeling in too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I really actually enjoyed it was a green tea matcha one, right? It was matcha green tea. And I really like that because that's not standard. Like you don't get that on a cookie. You know what I mean? And
definitely. It's very popular, of course, like with the Asian community, but usually like not a lot of people see matcha around. It's
Where's the
kind of
ube
shocking.
cookies?
Is that your favorite?
No.
Or the taro.
The Asians love that now.
Oh, they
Or the
totally
taro.
do. Yeah.
Ooh,
They
can you do,
love
like, a milk
that
tea
purple cookie.
Yeah.
Ooh, like a Thai
Ooh.
tea cookie.
That's a great idea.
Yes. Okay. That's all I got for cookies. Okay. Basically, make all of the cookies in the world and I'll buy them. I'm going to buy a cake from you. What is that? A shoe pots?
Covered in fondant.
And then, yeah, you know what? Cover me in fondant. There we go. That could be a fetish somewhere for me, on myself.
There's like... I was gonna say there's like eating sushi off of your body, and then there's fondant.
Yeah, my friend Whitney would eat fondant off of a human body, and I'll be there with her.
Ew,
because I'm fond of it.
Okay, moving on. So, since Valentine's Day is coming up, what are some ideas for desserts for your loved one, other than chocolate covered strawberries,
or fondant on the body,
sensual chocolate baths.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna get
such a chocolate bath
bomb. Oh my gosh, you need to. Okay, so this is your second business. Is you're gonna have to get into bath bombs that are like food flavored, but it's not food actually, but it's scented like food.
And then to share it with your sweetie. Oh, that's good. Good idea.
Okay, I'll take 50% of that. Thank
you. Royalties.
Sure.
Something fun to do. I think like what I did for a friend was I basically made like a dessert box, but it was all deconstructed. And I just wrote notes with him and I said, this is a dessert competition. And you're going to plate it however you feel like, and then ask all of your friends on social media who did it better. So it's like each of them gets a little cake and then they can plate it however they want with like the sauce and the fruit. And I thought that was really fun. So I'm thinking of doing that for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So something a little different.
Yeah, that's something fun. Make it interactive so you guys are kind of a little bit of competition. So your adrenaline's running high.
Oh my.
And then you're like, yeah, I love it when you get competitive like that. Yeah.
Throw that bath bomb in my face.
Yeah, let's go put a chocolate bath bomb in, Dave. I want extra marshmallows. Oh. I'm gonna make you some fondant right now.
Oh my gosh.
Looking up that chocolate. Not far enough.
So, tell us some baking hacks that you discovered or that you love.
Ooh, that's good.
Like whether it be something that cuts off time or something that you have figured out or somebody taught you on how to fix something that went wrong, like something like a sauce broke or something like that.
Oh man, there's so many good ones. Baking hacks, like for those baking at home, you can honestly make stuff ahead of time. Like if cookies, they last so long. You can actually make them ahead of time and then like roll the entire dough into logs and then freeze them. It's kind of like when you go to the store, you know? And then you just take it out as you need and then slice a few and you can bake it whenever you want. I had a few clients that like they would, rather than order a dozen from me because that's my minimum requirement, they would order just a dozen but in dough form. So that way like she can cut herself one cookie and then have it as she pleased rather than having a whole dozen sitting on her counter.
Oh, see? That's a good idea, everyone. Yeah. And it's a great way to like support a small business without having to worry about that product going bad or something. It's just like when people order from restaurants, they can order like a quart of their dressing if they have a dressing or a sauce that they really love from that restaurant. You can order a quart of it, so now you're still supporting them.
Yeah,
but you're getting that flavor that you love at home.
The dressing.
Yeah, if you have like a salad dressing or some sauce or something that they make at a restaurant that you love.
Yeah. Actually, a really good example of that, I went to DJ Mara with my husband, and they're like I believe it's Malaysian style food. So they had like a sambal, like chili sauce that we loved. So we asked, could we buy this? And they were like, yes, absolutely. And they just gave it to us in a little deli. And, you know, it's just a way to show some support.
I have never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, a
little
life hack
that's not even a baking hack. That's like a life.
I saw it on TikTok. On the TikTok for your kids.
No, you saw it on Instagram. That pulled it from TikTok.
On Instagram.
That's where I saw the McDonald's hacks. That's how I figured that out.
So any others or?
I mean, with baking, it's so hard to find like a true hack because it's so detail oriented and like you kind of have to be really OCD of a person to be a baker.
Right.
And a little crazy possibly. But yeah, just read your recipe to a T and practice it. Like, if it's something that you've never made before, definitely try the recipe as it is. And then once you kind of got a hang of it, then you can start tweaking it. But
that's what I tell people about savory cooking too. It's like, if this is something you're trying for the first time, do it the way the recipe says. And then from there, you can start, after you get that down, you can start adding stuff or changing little things here and there to your taste kind of thing. Okay, so besides the Sweet Collective, are you doing any other works like private dinners or anything like that?
Not officially. I've only done it for like my friends here and there.
Oh, okay. See, I saw that on Instagram, so I knew I was going to ask about it.
Yeah. It's like favors. Like I have a really, he goes under the name of Industry Bad Boy. I think I'm saying it correctly. But he does like private dinners for like clients of like those in the beer industry. I don't want to like drop any names and stuff, but he does beer dinners for them, and he's asked me to do the desserts for them. So I've done a few for them, which is really fun. And then I'm actually doing another one tomorrow, which is like a anniversary. So I'm actually doing sushi for them as well, and then doing an Asian inspired dessert.
Ooh.
So unofficially, yes, but I haven't really advertised it.
I love the cultural twist to it all. That's so cool. Like to your baking and everything. Like bring it to the front. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta let the people know green tea is the flavor.
Ooh. Okay. And taro and ube and what else do we say?
Thai tea and
yeah.
milk tea.
I'm telling you, you do that thing.
He'll be the first one to order it from you.
If you do it. I need to follow you though.
So we are getting towards the end of our show, and we want to thank Minna for being here again. How can people find you on the socials?
I'm on Instagram and Facebook. It's The Sweet Collective SD. I'm not on TikTok because I have no idea how to do it.
We aren't either.
I feel old because I do not know how to technology.
Oh no, but my sister wants to start us a TikTok.
No.
Because like she already has like, she told me she has like 1,500 followers, and I'm like, is that a lot for TikTok? I don't know. But like,
no idea.
She's like, I'm gonna do a shout out for you guys and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. She's like, maybe I'll start you with TikTok. And I'm like, okay, do I have to do those dances?
I don't want to do
those dances.
No.
I don't want to do that. I also don't want to do that like hit the screen 3 times and something happens. I'm
or
like,
the voiceover thing.
Like the like rant, like where you like the wiping thing.
Yeah.
And no.
Yeah, it's a
we
lot
don't
of
need
work.
to TikTok. Kesha TikToked, and that was good for me.
That's how I did.
Yes.
I woke up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Okay.
Yeah. Every day.
So, are you on Twitter?
I am not on Twitter.
Okay, are you on Twitter?
Just Instagram.
No.
Do you have a Twitter?
Actually, I do have Twitter. But I just use it for porn.
Wait, Twitter? I thought Twitter's is just words.
Oh, no. Are you on OnlyFans?
Hey, you might be into something with that fondant. I'm just saying. I may subscribe if you do that.
Okay, so we're going to do, before we let you go, we're going to do our quick fire round. So there's 3 questions. You have to tell us what right off the bat.
Okay.
All right? So my first one is, if you were on The Real Housewives, what would your tagline be? You know, in the opening when they're all like, I'm such and such and such, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
like,
man.
that's you.
You watch it. Clearly you're a fan.
I think it would just be, bitches gotta eat.
Hey, I love it, you know? Like, bring it down.
Yeah, I'm very food oriented, and it's so bad. I plan my day through my meals.
Oh, girl, same.
But that's what everyone should do.
Same.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that not normal?
Oh, I thought it wasn't, but I feel you.
Surround yourself with people that, bring you up.
I don't need, if it's not, then I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Yeah.
I feel so heard.
I'm sorry, but we have to eat to survive. Thank you. Thank you.
So what is your quick fire
My quick fire question to you is, what is your most embarrassing memory from high school?
Oh my gosh. It was a rainy day, and
oh, she's setting the scene, girl.
Much like the rain that will.
Gotta give you guys a visual. It was raining, and we had just got back in from break or something, and I realized that I had left something out like at the lunch tables or something. And so my teacher excused me to go get it, and I was running, and I was wearing like this super, well, I mean, what I thought was super cute, but it was like an all white outfit. And I slipped and I ate it in the mud. And there was just that one point when I was just like, should I go home? I need to go home. But I had to go back into the class, and because of course all my stuff was there and everyone saw, and they were just like, oh my goodness. And then some people were like, did she shit herself? So yeah, that was probably my most embarrassing moment.
I take it. I'll take it. At least you remember that and not 80s music. So
I'm telling you, I don't remember title.
So for the last quick fire, and it's music related. If you were a DJ, what would be your DJ name, and what kind of music would you spin?
Probably DJ Minna. Ooh. And my music would for sure be like 90s hip hop, R&B throwback. Okay. A little bit of hyphy. So if I would have guessed the 90s, you would have. But do you know the songs that you'd play? Because you don't know the titles. I have like a playlist of Spotify on my phone, but I still like can't pull up artists and whatnot. It's so bad. It's a weird thing. I don't know.
Oh, because like mine would be DJ Muffin Top.
Now I want muffins. Can you bake some muffins and cover them in fondant? What is it called?
Those are cupcakes.
Fabulous cupcake. Fabulous cupcake is the muffin or a cupcake. Right?
Wait,
what? I think it was Julia Child that said that, right? That like a muffin or a cupcake is just a fabulous muffin.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my God, that's a drag name.
Was it Julia Child?
That is a drag name. Thank you, Julia Child, for calling out for the drag.
I could be wrong.
Oh, now, okay, we got to stop talking about food. I want all these cupcakes. Okay.
All right.
That's our closeout. There you go.
Well, thank you, Minna, for being here. We really appreciate it.
It was really sweet having you.
Oh my God.
Stop. It was a treat. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.